Hey guys, it's Thomasina. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, thanks for tuning in. My name is Thomasina and I am a model among many other things based in New York City yet again, and on my channel I showcase the lifestyle of a model. I give you the nitty-gritty, I show you what it's really like, and I give you the tips and tricks that you need to make a successful modeling career. And I know there are a lot of you that watch my channel that don't live in a major city like New York City or LA. So in today's video, I'm going to tell you the best cities to live in the US if you're trying to pursue a modeling career. Starting in at number one is New York City. If you want to get into high fashion, runway modeling, if you plan on participating in fashion weeks, New York is the place to be. And even outside of the high fashion industry, there are a lot of commercial and a lot of beauty clients here. So I would say New York City is the place where you're gonna have the most diverse quality of jobs and clients, and you're definitely gonna have more opportunities. However, there are so many people here, so it's definitely a more competitive market, but I feel like it kind of cancels itself out because I would personally want to be in a place where I have the most opportunity, hence why I live here and hence why I moved back. So if you're watching this and you don't live in New York City, your first thought is probably, well, I would love to live in New York, but it's so freaking expensive. That is very true. And if you are an aspiring model trying to make it in New York City, you are no stranger to the grind culture. It's literally the only way that you'll be able to afford to live in the city. However, I will say that living in New York, not only do you have more access to modeling jobs, but the rates are typically higher. So you could shoot a commercial job in North Carolina and it'll pay maybe like $300, $400, whereas if you're shooting a job in New York, you could be paid like $2,000, $3,000. So the higher paying jobs are definitely in New York City, and you just gotta give yourself a good budget, become financially savvy, and don't go spending your money all willy-nilly. If you can be fiscally responsible, you can definitely make a pretty penny working as a model in New York City. So New York is coming in at my number one choice. A close second is California, specifically Los Angeles and even San Francisco. In LA, you're definitely going to have a lot more beauty clients to shoot with. You'll have a lot of influencer activities since LA is like the hub for influencers in the States. You won't have a lot of high fashion jobs, even though there is technically an LA Fashion Week. It is nothing compared to like a New York Fashion Week or Paris Fashion Week. I feel like a lot of commercials shoot in San Francisco. If you guys know, commercials is where you make the big bucks, not only from your initial shoot day, but also for usage, and maybe if you're getting paid residuals, that can rack up really nice. So don't shy away from LA. Cost of living is very expensive in California as well. Moving on to the third best place to live for aspiring models in the US, Miami. That might be surprising for anyone watching this video. When people think of Miami or Florida in general, they just think of like swim. And that's pretty much it. Like, Miami is obviously known for Miami Swim Week. So if you are a swim girl, fitness influencer, or really into like the fitness realm, Miami would be a good market for you. There are a lot of summer campaigns that are shot in Florida in general. Instead of going to like South Africa on the off season or like Mexico or any other tropical destination, if the client doesn't have the budget to get everyone outside of the country, Florida is the spot for you. But for Miami, it's definitely for my swim girls. So if you're watching this video and you love being in swimsuits and you love doing like lingerie and just summertime stuff, Miami is the place for you. Now granted, if it were me and I was trying to get a good start in my modeling career, I personally would not choose Miami. I would live somewhere like LA or New York and just apply to jobs that are shooting in Miami and either get flown in or pay my way there if I was getting paid enough money. But I don't think I would be based in Miami if I was trying to expand my career as a model, but that's just my personal opinion. Number 4 on the list is Atlanta, Georgia. Now, a lot of people know Atlanta, Georgia as being the place where a lot of movies are shot, where a lot of film studios are, but even outside of acting opportunities, there are opportunities for models there too. There are a few clients that shoot in the Southeast and like all meet in Atlanta. So where the work may not be as consistent, the work is there a little bit. If we're talking about where things are shot the most in the Southeast, it's probably going to be Atlanta. It's a lower cost of living, so even though you're not working as much, you don't need like big fat paychecks to be able to survive in Atlanta, but I don't think there are as many opportunities. However, if you're watching this and you already live in Atlanta, this just means don't be discouraged, because there are opportunities in your backyard. If you need a few years to save up money before you can move to a larger city like LA or New York, don't lose hope. There are opportunities in your backyard. Outside of the acting realm, it's definitely more of a commercial print market. Slim to none high fashion editorial opportunities there. So yeah, if you're a commercial print person, Atlanta, Georgia. But again, it would be my top choice, but if you're already there, you might as well work with what you got. Coming in at number 5, we have our big 3, Texas, Chicago, and Seattle. I bet none of you have ever heard of modeling opportunities in Seattle, but there actually are quite a few clients that only shoot in Seattle, and they prefer local talent as opposed to flying out me from New York to go shoot in Seattle. So I would say the models that work in Seattle are working consistently just because those clients like to keep using those models, because it is cost effective to use local talent. So if you're in Seattle, ding ding ding, there are definitely opportunities in your backyard. I grouped these all together because I feel like the amount of opportunities are pretty similar amongst these 3 places. Chicago is probably the biggest Midwest market. Like for me, Ohio is considered the Midwest, and I'm signed to an Ohio agency, but I could also sign to a Chicago agency to cast a wider net in the Midwest. So I would say that there are definitely more clients like shooting in Chicago, and even if these clients aren't based in Chicago, there are a lot of production teams that fly into Chicago just to use the scenery and the city backdrop and things like that. And then Texas, all 3 of these are really big on like commercial print shoots, even TV commercials if you're into that as well. So those are going to be the opportunities. Chicago does have a small fashion scene. Like I know there are some local like fashion shows and like local fashion weeks, but again, nowhere near the level of like a New York Fashion Week or a Paris Fashion Week or even a LA Fashion Week. But like I said, you make do with what you got. So if you're already living in Chicago, definitely try to find those opportunities because they do exist. And Texas is going to be similar, not a high fashion market there at all. It's going to be your commercial print clients, and a lot of clients again fly into Texas to utilize the backdrop, the scenery, the climate to shoot their summer campaigns there as well. So if you're a local talent, be on the lookout for those opportunities. Coming in at number 6, DC, Virginia, DMV area. Yes, this is going to be good for your commercial, your print, your consistent e-com. I'll group Pennsylvania into this one as well. So the DMV and Pennsylvania, I'll lump them all into one since they're geographically pretty close. But you have your Dick's Sporting Goods that shoots in Pittsburgh, PA. So I would say the models that are in this area have the opportunity to book pretty consistent work, especially if you're booking e-com, because those clients are shooting e-com on a rolling basis. Also, QVC, I believe QVC has a headquarters in Pennsylvania. I don't remember what part, but there is a QVC studio in Pennsylvania. If you get in with a QVC client that is also consistent work, it is not like what you would think of when you think of your everyday model. It can get a little mundane, but if you're looking for a consistent paycheck while you try to pick up other jobs on the side, it is definitely a great option. So the DMV, which is DC, Virginia, Maryland area, Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania specifically, there are agencies in all of the areas that I just listed. So yeah, do your research. Literally Google modeling agencies in Pennsylvania, modeling agencies in DC, modeling agencies in Virginia, and you will find agencies in all 3 of those places. And last, and in this case least, North Carolina coming in at number 7. A lot of you are probably going to be surprised by this, but I have been represented in North Carolina. I grew up in North Carolina after we moved from New York. I'm pretty experienced with North Carolina, and I have friends that are also signed to North Carolina agencies, and it really is hit or miss. Me as a black model who is bald, who skews editorial, unless I smile, then I can look a little commercial. But for me personally, I just don't see any clients there that are diverse in the talent that they're booking. And they're kind of old school, they're kind of dated, so they want those classic looks. And if you don't have a classic look, the truth of the matter is you're probably just not going to be working with North Carolina clients that often. Granted, there are a lot of TV shows and movies that shoot in North Carolina, so if you are an actor, an aspiring actor, Charlotte, North Carolina, Wilmington, North Carolina, Outer Banks, like those areas are prime locations where films are being shot. But as a model, although there are quite a few good agencies in North Carolina, the work is just not there. And if the work is there, the pay is not. I could work a job in North Carolina and it pay me $300, and then I work that same job in New York and it'll pay me probably $800 to $1,000 for the same usage, for the same 10-hour shoot day, shooting the same product. So it's just crazy how low the rates are in North Carolina compared to all of these other regions. All the models that I know that are from North Carolina and like got signed to agencies ended up moving elsewhere. If you want to just pick up modeling like on the side as like a little side hobby, like you work maybe like once or twice a year, North Carolina is the market for you. Like, stay there, don't go anywhere else. But if you actually want to try to make a decent income, you want to make a living from this profession, you're gonna have to move, babe. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to move. There are a few clients that shoot in North Carolina. I believe Levi's is one of them. Hanes shoots in North Carolina. Hot Socks shoots in North Carolina. A lot of salons and like local retail brands shoot in North Carolina, but like I said, it's just not enough consistent work, and the models that I know that even live in North Carolina are often flying out of state for work. So do with that information what you will. That wraps it up for the top states or cities in the US for aspiring models. If you are looking to launch or expand your career in the modeling industry, these are the places where you need to be. Or if it's North Carolina, you need not to be. I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you want more videos like this, just drop in the comments what you want me to talk about. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye! 'Cause I'm not just a pretty girl.